welcome back to today's video. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I said a couple of weeks ago that I have finished this journal. It's for a my 50th birthday party that I had late last year. So the album is all made, and normally I would just start on the inside of the album and get underway. But today I'm going to do something a bit different, and I have a great idea to put on the front of here to make my album cover. So what I'm going to do is we're going to start with a pocket page. Sorry about the glare there. A pocket page, and we are going to make a sequin shaker pocket for the front cover, and I'm going to decorate it. So that's today's aim. So firstly, what we're going to need to do is to measure what size we need. So I still want to be able to see a little bit of the background, and I don't want to cover too much of this up. So we're going to work out roughly where we're going to cut this off and put it onto the front of this one. So I'm using Paige Evans' Blooming Wild collection. But I don't even know what collection this is. Scenic Route. I wish I had bought more of this collection. It's just divine. The colours are beautiful. But I found a page in here that I think will go really well with the colours in this book anyway. And the best part is I've made a little sequin mix with a heap of sequins that I already have in similar colours. So there's a couple of oranges, there's some yellowy colours, some blues, golds, silvers, all sorts of things in there. So I've just made that myself. I haven't bought a sequin mix or anything like that. I've got a bunch of different sequins, as you can see here. And I just picked colours that I really liked from out of there and used one of my little containers and added lots of things to it. So that's how I've come up with that. And I've just used sequins that are in this background page to go with it, really. So yeah, so that's what we're going to do today. All right, let's move this out of the way a little bit. So I'm thinking this is actually probably not a bad size. So this is a 6 by 8 inches paper pad, and there's some amazing papers in this paper pad, but I thought this one would go best with some of the colors that I already have in this. So that was my thinking. So what we're going to do, let's rip this off first, get rid of that, put that out of the way. So I'm going to work out roughly what size. I don't want to completely cover up the background because I want to still be able to see a little bit of something. That way you'll still see a little bit of the dark behind it. So I may have to cut this down slightly, I think. What I might do is let's do that first. So I'm going to cut it down to about that size and about roughly about there. I think will be a good sizing. Let me grab my cutter. Alright, so we can move this out of the way for now. So that's pretty much the size we want the piece of paper to be inside it. So that leaves a little bit of edging of this as well. Oops, that's upside down. Yeah, so it'll leave a little bit of an edge as well on the outside of this. So you'll get, you'll be able to, I'm actually going to sew mine, which I'll do off camera, but you'll get the idea. But you could use a fuse tool if you've got a fuse tool. Yeah, there's all different options. You could use tape. You could use whatever suits you and whatever you've got. So what I am going to do is pop it in here. That's it. Now, my thought is I am going to take this edge off, I think. So if I put it in far enough that we can still keep an edge, because the thing with these, they've got this dotted edge all the way around the outside, well, on 3 sides, so you can still get things in the top, but it's not on the side that I want, so that will not do my OCD any good at all. It needs to be the same. So that's my thinking on that. So what else I'm going to do is to fold a part of this up slightly, and then I am going to create the little shaker in the front section. So then I can still decorate all of this. I'm going to put a separate piece of cardstock in the front, a little bit plainer than this, because I still want to use some lettering on this part and make it stand out. So that is my thoughts on that. So if we put it about there somewhere, I'm happy with how that's going. So this is just an old, you know, page, pocket page. It's nothing flash. I've got heaps of them, so they make great sequin pages, which is always good. Yeah. All right, I'm happy with how that's looking, I think. So I've got a couple of clips that I'm going to just use to keep this together just until I get it sewn. Yeah, I think that's good. So I've got it roughly to the size we want. And I'm going to cut this down. So I'm going to cut this edge off, leave a little bit of a gap. I'm going to cut this piece off right now because we don't need all this extra. I'll cut it extra tidy, nice and straight after I've sewn it. Okay. Does that look straight to you? Yeah, I think that's straight. Looks pretty good. Lines up. So I'll just use my little scorer just to keep that the right size, I think. Yep, I like that. All right. So next I need to cut a piece that's going to go in here. So I have found a little scrap piece. I think I'm going to do it with this pinky colour. I'm going to try and keep it the same size as this one. And that one's already sealed, so I'm actually going to leave that piece like it is, I think. So I just need to cut it to the same sort of sizing as the one underneath, which is what I'm doing now. It's not helpful with that there. Actually, wouldn't it make sense if I took that out? So this has still got that creamy sort of colour, creamy, and it transitions into a pink. This is just a leftover piece that I had after making my pages. So, yeah. All right, how high do we need to have it? To about there. So if I go to about there, make that the top. That's the bottom. So it's got to go to there, and we've got to cut it to there. All right, let's see if I can do that. Yeah, I've seen lots of these made on YouTube for December dailies and things like that, where of course they would use lots of different Christmas sequins. But I thought this was a fun idea, especially for a party, for a birthday party. I thought it would, oh gosh, I need to change my, a little bit crazy on that side. A little bit frayed. I might need to change my blade. Yeah, I thought it was a cute idea to put on a birthday, you know, birthday album. And I thought the front, it'd be cute for the front. I've never made anything like that before, so nope, slightly too big. Need down a little bit more. Let's go from the other side. Yep, still frayed. That's all right. I shall change that in a second. And you need to cut these couple of bits. I hate it when it gets to that stage and the paper starts to fray. All right, let's see if that fits. Yes, perfect. So again, we're going to make it the same as this one. That looks pretty good, huh? It's got a little bit of the blue there. Or do I leave it the other way? It's got a bit more colour on the top, doesn't it? What do you reckon? I think we go with that. one is slightly wider. I think I need to cut it down slightly, a little tiny bit more, so we can leave an edge. It's quite tight in there. A little bit more, or a few mils off it. Right, we slide that in there. That's better. It's still too long. I didn't take any off that end, did I? I need to just take a little smidgy off the other end. This is the fun part, isn't it? Getting it all to what you're happy with, how it looks. Oh, look at that cutting actually all right. What you're happy with and how it's going to sit before you sew it. Yes, see, got a little gap all the way around. I quite like that. It looks perfect. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to go off camera now and do the sewing around the outside, and then we'll come back and decorate. Almost forgot. Before I sew it up, it really helps to put the sequin mix in, doesn't it? Because once it's sewn, I can't get anything else in it. So I'm just going to unscrew I just used one of my little containers that I already had in my sequin mix in here. And I just added lots of different colours that I thought would work. So I'm just going to add them in now. Oh, look at that. Glorious colours. Whoop. Except we want to get it on the front, not on the back. That's it. Stick all those down in there. Beautiful. It's never as easy as you think it's going to be. All right, they're in there. I'm going to leave them like that, and I'm going to go and sew away. I'm back, and sewing has been done. I didn't actually do a piece across the middle. It's already got the join in it, and that's okay. You can always tuck things in it if you really wanted to. I'm not going to this time, but yeah, the sequins came out really good. I ended up adding a few more because I didn't think there was enough in there. And that's why I used a plainer background for this background, so you can see all the sequins moving around in there. Sorry about the glare. It's really hard to get rid of the glare when it's on the desk. Okay, so next what I'm going to do is I am going to cut around the edges, because what I'm going to do for this particular one, let me just grab my album, is I'm going to stick it down. If you were going to put it into an album, I'd leave, you'd sew it to the edge where the holes are. But because we're not doing that on this, I'm just going to attach it. So I'm not going to cut anything off the bottom. Oh, sorry. I'm not going to cut anything off this bottom, but I'm going to trim all these little edges. Sewing on a sheet was a page protector is not as easy as it seems. So I had to sort of feed it gently through. It came out okay, don't get me wrong. It's fine and it's secured and it's not going to come apart. But I've got a couple of little loose pieces on here, but I will attach those down with some tape. Yeah, so just be mindful, sewing machines are for sewing fabric and things like that, and paper for that matter. But these are a bit slippery, so they're a little bit more tedious, I suppose. Yeah, so you just sort of got to go gently. So I'm just cutting off my excess that I don't want. You could leave it so that you had this, perforated kind of edge on the side if you wanted to. It's totally up to you. It's what you like, right? So I've got a gazillion and one of these page protectors, so it was much easier than going out and buying acetate sheeting. You could do it with acetate as well, of different thicknesses, I would think. But I already had these, so I thought use what you have before you go and try something else. So there you go. I've just done around the edges everywhere. Yeah, come out really good. So next I'm going to decorate it. So I purchased these a little while ago. They are called Deer, just thick as chipboard lettering. I'm pretty sure it's to go with this collection too, with this Paige Evans Blooming Wild collection. Well, it was with all of that. I've just purchased mine from Spotlight. Here in Australia we have Spotlight. America you have lots of other different things, like Michaels and Hobby Lobby, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, so I've just gone with what I could find, and I quite liked the gold. My theme was sort of a rose gold and navy kind of theme, but you know, anything goes really. So that's why I've chosen colours that are similar to this, yeah, to work with. So I'm just going to move that out of the way. That's it. You can see that. So now I'm going to go on, and I think I'm going to call it Hello 50th Birthday. If I say happy 50th birthday, who am I saying happy to? Myself. So I think that's what I'm going to name it on the front. So I'm just going to go ahead and stick away. So I'm going to put birthday at the back, at the bottom, and then I'm going to work up. So the good thing about these is you don't actually have to do a lot to them, because the sequins do all the hard work, right? It definitely dresses up your page, gives it some interest. Yeah, I quite like it. And I really did try and pick colours that would go, what sequins I already had. There's heaps of different people online that sell sequin mixes for special occasions or themes and things like that. This is just what I had collected over the time in, you know, kits and different things like that. So I sort of went with that to begin with to see what that would look like. What's next? Again, the spelling backwards, because you like to make sure it fits, right? Well, I like to make sure that it fits. The eyes have all got dots, which is okay. Square dots. I don't see too many things with square dots. And a B for birthday. Yeah, they're really pretty letters too. I like those. It doesn't take over the page either. The D's slightly taller though for some reason. I might put that down a bit more. Anyway, it is what it is. All right, so then I cut out little bits in the Blooming Wild pack. They had lots of, there was a cut apart sheet in here somewhere. Where is it? Must be back here further. And it had lots of little things that you can cut out. So that's what look at those labels. Oh, bliss. Yeah, so I've cut out a piece out of this one, which had lots of tags and backgrounds. So I cut a little purple piece out of the back of that one. And I think there's one down further as well that I used that had, yeah, this one, that had lots of little bits and bobs and things. So they're great for, you know, dressing things up. So I chose the little rainbow, you can see there, and I've stuck a 50 on it because that's going to be my main piece, I think. And then I'm going to put a little TH, but I thought, why don't I dress it up a teeny tiny bit more? Maybe I need to put it that way a little bit. And then I was going to put happy on the top. You know, there's a few little purpley pieces through it, so I'm really not a purple person, but I think it goes in this instance. So I'm going to run with that. I'm going to stick these down because I quite like that. You don't have to do too much to it really to dress things up. I did think about backing this in white cardstock, but I've resisted the temptation. That's normally what I would do, especially if it was a photo. But I quite like these. These are quite cute. I'm going to stick him there. And then I'm going to pop that one under there, I think. And then I'll add a couple little bits, I think, just to dress it up a little bit. But you don't have to do too much, and it really adds to the look. And because this is the front cover, you want it to have a little bit of interest. So it's not like me to start with the cover first, but I had this idea, so I wanted to try it to see what it turned out like. Ooh, now I've stuck it really good. Okay, I'll put that up about there somewhere, I think. That looks cute. Beautiful. Now I think, let's try this lettering and see what it does. I'm just hoping it's not going to be too big. It's going to fly off the side, but yep, it is going to. So we might have to, I might have to go a bit further over. AP. Ooh, this could be close. I probably should have started at the other end. Then I wouldn't have had this issue. And a Y. Happy. Oh, I wasn't going happy, was I? I was going hello. No, what do I do? What do I do? Yeah, let's go hello. Let's keep the H there. Because happy 50th birthday sounds like I'm saying it to someone else, not to me. It's my 50th birthday, so it should be hello 50th birthday. Yeah, I like that better. I think it fits on the little thing better too. Although they're the same. They're the same. Happy and hello have exactly the same amount of letters. Yeah, it fits better anyway. Happy is a bit wide. It's cute. I really like that. I think that's good. All right. So then I'm just going to put a little TH on this one. I've got these ones, the Good Old Faithfuls, the Happy Life that's got the white and the navy. Although this is a brand new pack. I did buy it for this very project. I love these letters. Look how many you get. Sensational. So many. And it's a good size as well. TH. Do they look like a shag on a rock out there? Do I need to move this in a bit more? Oh yeah, they'll work. Because you're still going to see the... Oh yep. That's going to work. Yeah. I think that's better. I think if they're both off the thing that it looks a bit funny. I think so. I think that's all right. All right, what else can we use to dress it up? What have we got over here in this? I thought this might have some. This is just a chipboard sheet with tons of things on it. I could probably find something in here that could work. Well, hopefully they're not all going to fall out. Hope not. So, what do you think? Should I do flowers or hearts? How does this one look? That might be too much. That would look better over there. I think it's too big. What do you think? I think it's too big. Too big. What about this nice pinky one over here? Hot pinky sort of coloured one. These are good. They're nice and sticky. I feel like it needs to go over this side. Is that too much flour? Is the flour being taken over? Not sure. Or there's a yellow one there that might sit a bit better because he looks like he's going to sit on the edge. Possibly. Not sure. Not sure. Oh, you as indecisive as me on what to put on it. It could, what do I just do? Do I just do hearts and be done with it? Put some cute hearts on it instead. Although they're that silvery colour. Not gold like I have on here. Or do I put a bird on there? bird could work, or the purple bird. Maybe the purple bird. Or do I need it? No, he needs to be going the other direction. That will work. Maybe it is the yellow bird. Maybe the yellow bird is it. Yeah, I think I like that. I think that looks a bit better. Cute little yellow bird. Let's stick it down. Let's not overthink it. Yeah, that's quite good. I like that. And then put these pinkies back in, and we'll use them in the actual album. Maybe a button. Oops, I pulled out the entire thing on that one. Too big. I think it's too big. Too big. All right, let's see what else I can find. I'll be right back. I found some of these little stickers. I don't have too many left on these ones. So I thought they actually go really good color-wise. So I'm just going to pick a couple of these just to finish it off, I think, is the way to go. So I think I might do a pink one over here, a hot pink one, because it goes with the pink. And then maybe I think this purple. This purple is probably the best purple. And then maybe orange or yellow. I don't have any. Oh, I do have one little yellow orange one. Yellow one, I should say. Do I do 5 hearts? Do I just do 3? Maybe I'll do another one out there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, what to do? Do I need another pink one? Too many hearts? I think that's too many hearts. Purple, yellow, no, I'm just going to make it 3. Pretty happy with that. That looks quite good. So lots of colours in there. What do you think of my new cover for my new album? It's quite good. I like it. So it just goes to show you can decorate to whatever you like, and there's plenty of sequins in there. All right, so now I'm going to attach it to my album. Let's move these out of the way. So all I'm going to do is use some double-sided tape and pop it on that way. I think is the best way to go. Now see how I had a little couple of loopy bits? I'm just going to pull those bits a bit tight and stick them in with that. I think that's the way to go. Oh, a little bit too long there. Put that bit over there. Now I want to stick this well so it doesn't come off. I don't think it will. I think tape's probably the best way to attach this. I'm just going to put a heap of tape right across the middle and stuff. I think, make sure that we've got it stuck really good. Oops. You put loads of tape on. No one's going to see the back, right? So as long as it's nice and adhered. Oh, I've got another little loopy bit there. I'll stick that down in a minute. Go. Oops, I lost my heart already. I'm gonna have to stick it back down. All right. Notice I'm actually using my fingernails. I've actually got some fingernails at the moment. I've been very good letting them grow. Makes it very easy for getting double-sided tape off, which is a good thing. All right, so now here's the front of the album. We're going to stick this on the front. So we've still got a bit of blue in the background. Oh, it shows up my dodgy stitching on the top. That's okay. Look at that. How good. So now I'm just going to stick on these little puffy stickers. And where was he? He was over here somewhere. It'll be interesting to see how this sticks on the page protector. I'm sure it'll be okay, but it's going to dry clear. But I'm just going to stick it on these as well. Pop them on. Ooh, bit. That's it. Beautiful. What do you think? Would you give this a go? See if you could do it on a page or in a pocket page or whatever you wanted to do, but I've done it as an album cover for something completely different. What do you think? I really like that. Came up quite good. Happy, hello, 50th birthday. Look at little sequins everywhere. So yeah, I really like how this came out. It's a little bit fiddly, but I'm glad I gave it a go. It looks pretty good. Cool. I think I'd go again. I think I'd make something else because I think it's such a spectacular front. It looks like you've gone to an awful lot of effort, but you actually haven't done too much at all, really. Yeah, so there you go. There's my cover all completed. So now we better get started and get into it and get some creating done in there, haven't we? All right. Well, thanks for popping by today and to see what I'm up to. Yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.